Welcome back. You're watching Morning Live. Thank you very much for staying with us now. Bye Bye Baby, MZANSI Music Ensemble, Always and Forever, a tribute to VANDROSS, and MOZART'S The Magic Flute are some of the major productions that will be staged at the Joburg Theatre in Braamfontein this year. The lineup also includes a few pantomimes, such as Janice Honeyman's Robin Hood. To help us unpack the 2016 lineup, we are joined by Collett Dawson from the Collab Network. Collett, Happy New Year, and thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Let's talk about the Joburg Theatre. It's in the city. It's a beautiful theatre. And this year you're kicking off with something really amazing. You're kicking off with Queen.
Absolutely. I mean, who doesn't love Freddie Mercury and Queen? The show's called Queen. It's a kind of magic. And there's no better way to kickstart the year with some incredible rock music. I mean, everybody loves the iconic music.
When you look at a year and you're planning a year in advance, I can only imagine it must be a complete and utter headache, because you've got to find the right productions for the right audiences, make sure the audiences grow, and it's because it's always about moving forward.
Absolutely, and thankfully that headache isn't mine completely. It's Claire Packeris, the executive producer of Joburg Theatre.
Yeah.
She puts the calendar together, but all of those elements are taken into account. You know, what is commercially viable, what is also available in the industry as well. You know, that also plays a part locally and internationally, and then also just making sure that it's current, that it's relevant, and that's what the audiences want to see.
And you know what, as somebody who's been part of this, Collett, for so long, how do you get that mix right? I mean, I know, as you said, it's not your headache, but as part of your job is to also look at those kind of elements. How do we make sure that we get the right productions for the right part of the year? I think Queen is a great way to start the year, but then it's a 365-day business.
Absolutely. You know, it's an ongoing thing. You know, as you're working on one production, you're already planning the next 6 or 7. I mean, it's a very difficult combination to do. I mean, sometimes it's a little hit and miss, but most of the time it's just knowing your audience, I think, and just keeping on top of what's relevant, and just making sure that whatever you put on is always quality as well, because the public also deserve that. You know, they're paying top dollar for it, you know, and there's a lot of competition out there. So it's just making sure that they're getting really good quality productions in whatever genre that that's appealing to them.
Music productions just seem to do incredibly well from my very layman's perspective. But all these, like for example, MZANSI Music Ensemble, whenever the tribute to VANDROSS, Freddie Mercury, these really translate well, and they speak to that kind of audience that remembers the Freddie Mercury, but also somehow gets a younger audience through the door.
Absolutely, and I think that is the key ingredient, is hitting that nostalgia, bringing those audiences in, but then also showing it to the younger audiences as well, because I mean they are audiences of the future. So it's using artists like Freddie Mercury, like VANDROSS, that are timeless. You know, so the music actually has already stood the test of time, and then it will continue to do so. You know, a lot of I mean, we always joke with a lot of the teenagers where they think they've got this amazing hit and say, well, you know, Queen did that 40 years ago, you know, and I think that's the success of staging those kinds of productions at the Joburg Theatre. They've really found their key market.
We just had the poster of Queen up. I want to show you it'll come up now, the poster for VANDROSS. You've had the show before. What informed bringing it back? Was there just such a big demand for it?
We staged it just for one night only in August, and I mean, Timothy Malloy is just, I mean, South Africa's VANDROSS. He's just the man with the
I've heard him on, I think I've heard him on a radio station, and the quality is absolutely amazing. And
it was completely sold out. The audience went crazy. They were on their feet literally from the second song in the show, dancing in the aisles and everything. And there has been just such an incredible demand. Joburg Theatre, Claire from Joburg Theatre was at the show, and she approached me straight away and said, we've got to bring it to Joburg Theatre and do more shows. So we're doing 4 shows from the 31st of March to the 3rd of April. So we're very excited about that.
Then you've also got the MZANSI Music Ensemble.
Absolutely. You know, again, it's just showcasing the diversity and the mix as well. I mean, it's something very, very new at the theatre. I think it's also going to be absolutely fabulous in March, and it's, you know, it's the right time leading up to Easter. It should be great fun.
I do want to do this punt very quickly. If anybody's not heard Timothy's voice, you've got to go and check it out. Describe 2015 for me in terms of production for Joburg Theatre.
It was a very successful year. I mean, we did an incredible a range of productions, local and international. Big hits, of course, was Sister Act in the middle of the year.
Yeah.
Candida Msoma was just incredible. She blew everyone away, as well as the rest of the cast.
And even when you look at her, she just personifies.
She personified the role. Yeah. And then, of course, we've just finished off with a very successful pantomime, Sleeping Beauty, with Nicole Fontaine, Christopher Jafter, Toby Cronier. I mean, it was just absolutely incredible. It was so fabulous to see the audience jam-packed the whole way through the Christmas season as well. So it was a very successful end to 2015.
Collett, for years we've been talking about trying to get the bums on seats. And when you use words like it was incredibly successful, what do you think you did right in 2015? Or what did Joburg Theatre do right?
Again, it's just finding those shows that the audience want to come and see. You know, last year we kick-started the year with the Whitney Houston tribute show. I mean,
wow.
Belinda Dave, again,
and she's travelled Europe.
She's travelling
Europe. The show
Europe.
is sold out across the world.
And again, it's hugely the nostalgia element, I think, there as well. But again, it's just making sure it's always top quality productions, diverse shows, bringing in different audiences. And then especially, of course, the pantomime is just such an annual tradition. You know, Janice Honeyman is just incredible with her magic.
And that I think it's also a way for parents to deal with their children.
Absolutely. What to do in the Christmas holidays is go and spend two hours in the theatre.
Okay, so this is a very unfair question. You're probably going to say that you have to watch every production, but we do know that in this country there are people that are going to theatre, maybe will experience it for the first time this year. What is your first introduction to theatre? What should it be if you're going to look at the lineup for the Joburg Theatre 2016?
You're right, that's a very difficult question. I mean, I think everybody just translates to different kinds of shows, and that's why it's important to have the diversity of the shows. You touched on it as well. The tribute element is hugely popular, and then it's a lot of the time it brings in people that have never been into a theatre. You know, for example, we've got Queen, It's a Kind of Magic, starting on Thursday, and it'll be a lot of the audience will be people who just absolutely love Queen. Then they come and get the theatre experience, and then hopefully they come back for other shows, and that's the way that the Joburg Theatre just really gets it right.
And one of the things about the lead actor that does Queen is he's very credible. Like, there are moments that when you watch that you think you're looking at Freddie Mercury.
Absolutely, it's Giles Taylor. It's an Australian production, and absolutely, you know, and that's the whole point of it. It's just recreating that time in your life, you know, that just brings back so many memories, and you have everybody singing along and clapping along. It's always a very special experience.
I suspect you're one of those people that when you're in the audience, you sing along and clap along as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to leave it there. The Collab Network's Collett Dawson giving us insight into what is in store for 2016 at the Joburg Theatre. The productions include Queen, It's a Kind of Magic, Always and Forever, a tribute to Luther Vandross, and Mozart's The Magic Flute are just some of the productions on offer. Go and check it out. You can Google more details and find out when you can go, what the ticket prices are. Don't forget, Queen starts on Thursday at the Joburg Theatre. We take an ad break, don't go anywhere.